85 spots from marketplace. They sold out. So we have 85 winners already from marketplace. And if I'm not wrong, 25 to 30 are the ones who won from AMAs, and five from Singapore Telegram Group. Does PG has any more whitelist for Memeland from Memeland marketplace listings and all? They're completed like long back. We don't have any more, unfortunately. But if we get more, yes, we'll try to post them on marketplace. Does PG have a requirement for projects before agreeing to do collabs like Twitter followers, Discord members? So yes, I think I answered it in the first time. Okay, but anyhow, it's not always. We don't look at Twitter numbers and Discord members because they can be botted heavily. Like almost everyone is aware of that. So we just don't consider numbers. Some projects, if you see, like we even accept projects with less than 10K also. So it's a little different. Most of the time, we'll be looking into the project, like what they're building. Nishant, unfortunately, yes, for now. But if we get more, yeah, for Jiraverse as well, like on the marketplace and on Jiraverse as well. Because I think we already have like the max allocation than any other project got. But this is like long back, like maybe 3 months before. No, Zircon, PZ don't have different collab teams for Jiraverse, Genesis, and everyone works. Like for example, if you see, every giveaway is coming for Jiraverse as well, Zen 2 and Genesis. It's all same team. Nishant, you don't need to be filled out, buddy. From the time Jiraverse started, we are trying to cater each and every whitelist what Gen 1 is getting for Jiraverse as well. Skywola, I'm not the right person to answer that question. Yeah, exactly, Zekon. That's when they were allocated. When every project is almost dying for mainland whitelist, we got a bigger allocation than I think. Yeah, we got the max allocation.
Hey,
Mm.
Groot, it's Adese. Hey, other than looking at Web3 projects and whitelists in regards to collaborations, do you have any upcoming collaborations with like any Web2 things, like say clothing brand or anything like that, in regards to a benefit for holders?
Yes, we had this hotel discounts and everything. If you go into our server, I will try to post you what IRL collabs we have already. I will try to send it to you. Like I'll just go into.
Oh yeah, yeah,
I'll
I've
try to
got that.
find it and I'll send it to you. Yeah, yeah. And yes, we are trying to get a few more. Long way to go.
All right, and in regards to that, obviously with the holders, they may have like their own businesses or services that they can offer as well. So is it a way for holders to possibly, I guess,
Yeah, sure.
share their
Like,
services with you to be able to offer a discount for
yeah,
holders?
yeah, yeah. You guys are welcome to. For example, let's say like you are like your friend, someone have this. For example, let's say mobile case company, right? If you have that, if you be a little creative and if you can create customized Zira cases or something, we can put it on marketplace. So it will be beneficial for both. Like your product goes out, and you can use our marketplace as online medium as well.
Yeah, that's cool to know. Thanks for that.
Yeah, before we already had one user who created two cases as well, but after that, I think he's from Egypt or something. Something went wrong. Personally, like he stopped doing that cases because of this war, and all his products used to come from China or something. Something happened, but we had this everything going on, and G got that case, and it's a very good, like quality wise and everything. It's just for like 10 Zira tokens. That's what he said at the time. But before placing, we want to test it, like how it's gonna be, how it will be. So he posted one sample for Z, and Z said it's very good, like quality wise and everything. Yes, Kaviola, you can drop your wallet. Zircon. Any big projects that you are eyeing right now for collab? Nishant, yes, it's not big projects we are eyeing. It's we are eyeing on projects that we think will be big. So we get most parts even before it goes big. Like if you make a collab with upcoming project where you see that potential, okay, they might blow up soon. If you approach them way before, then we will have more spots with us.
Well, I think that's the right approach as well. But obviously, then the challenge, or maybe the question for you is, how do you, or what are the criteria that you look at for any project uh, that could grow big, right? Because in today's streaming meta, you have so many projects coming out that, and a lot of them are good, and or a lot of them are shit as well, but it's becoming hard to distinguish. Maybe we as a group here could also leverage some of your experience around it.
Yeah, yes, exactly. But I'm not talking about free mints. I'm not eyeing at all on free mints, like thinking that they might go big in. If you observe now, free mints will have more Twitter numbers than actual projects who are building, who are trying to build something with a very low price as well, low mint price as well. That's how the meta is now. So it's not eyeing on free mints, it's eyeing on projects who are building like paid mints.
Got it. Okay. So basically, your focus is on payments, and obviously, there, what is the team? What are they building? Those are the kind of criteria for you.
Yeah. For example, like we have whitelist spots for museum. Museum, if you guys are aware, for me, I'm thinking if it is like anywhere near, it will not be that great as Goda Pass, but in the same time, their mint price will not be like Goda to ETH or something. Mint price will be small, but it will be same as effective as Goda Pass. If Goda Pass went from 2 to 80, if their mint price is zero point 0.1, it should be able to go from zero point 0.1 to zero point 0.8 at least.
Which
It's
project is this? Can you put it in the chat? Is it possible for you?
yeah, yeah, I'm trying to find that. My Discord is mess.
I'm sure all of ours is.
I'll post it. Anyhow, you guys can ask something. Like I'm not looking at chat now. I'm trying to find this. And we have one more project as well. It's called Internet Malachium or something. That's a good one as well. Industrial Melanism.
Yeah.
Isaac Deason is advising them. We almost done with that as well. So we are about to collab with them. And that pass, artist pass, what I'm saying, like, it's called Museum. One, if you go to Twitter, Nishant, you asked me, right? Like, yeah,
Yep. Yep.
I shared their Twitter handle. It's on a small scale now, but there is chance like for them to blow up. The thing again, right? Like when we are discussing all this, uh, we have like yeah, everyone holds like multiple NFTs, so multiple projects. So they try, so so they represent like 4 5 different projects. If we start sharing everything ahead before anything finalizing, it won't be good. That's what I'm trying to avoid.
No, appreciate that. I think thanks. This looks interesting. Yeah, I'm assuming you have a lot of interesting ones coming. We'll look forward to it.
Yeah, yeah, sure, but and one more thing, guys, please, when you're sharing your winnings, I know like I am doing this like so that who are active and who are more interested gets like multiple whitelists like burners and all. Like I'm trying to give you guys this chance, but please don't post like 2 spots and 4 spots on the winnings because I heard back from projects how come one guy won like 4 spots or something like that. So please, even if you make like four, just try to modify the winnings list. Adis, you never won any raffles, but you always win AMA whitelist. Are you guys like looking for any particular project collabs?
Hey, Groot.
Yeah,
Um, have you contacted Ether, like V, in regards to upcoming
Ether,
slots?
Ether, right? Yeah, we
Yeah.
are trying. We are trying for that. It's not logged yet, but we are trying. Valhalla, not yet. Indigo Senpai, not yet. I'm trying to get you guys a sheet. Uh, Mafia Bus, yeah, we will look at those. Planet NFT and Neon Pantheon. Yeah, sure. Noted. I just dropped the form. I will try to put each and everyone who are in AMA. Yo, did you guys see the form? I just posted in PGMA.
Yeah, we are able to see.
Yeah, yeah, okay. I just want to make sure. Crypto Hash Gangster All Star, it's already done. Like collab is done already, and spots are allocated. Again, this is also like long back. Yeah, otherwise it doesn't matter. Just put your wallet. As long as your wallet there, it's all good. But just send burners, not your actual minting wallet.
I made a mistake filling that form. I thought it was it for providing requests on the project that would be interested.
No issues. You can edit it.
I tried. It said it. I can only fill the form once.
Now you can.
Yeah, I can now. Yeah, thank you.
And last time I told you guys like we are gonna create a thread where you guys can post all your projects. That work is still in progress, but we are doing it. Then it will be easy, more easy for you guys, and more accessible. Like you guys don't even need to tag us. You guys can just keep posting in that. Kevala, Spirit Gates, I'm not aware of that. Can you post their Twitter handle or something? As Zira Bakery, we are trying to get that Congo NFT. It looks good. Actually, we started looking for it before Coco posted already in our Alpha channel. Any more questions, guys? Like, you can ask anything. At ease.
Yo.
Yeah, yeah, it's all good with wallet. No, I saw you typing. I thought you were typing question.
Oh.
From the next time, maybe we'll plan like this. We'll try to bring other officers as well in the MA so they can share their views as well. The next time, maybe probably we'll try this.
Good. If you saw my request, and I think there is people also wanting to do this, if you can have a session once on your learnings as a collab manager and what has really led to success, right? It would be very interesting.
Like I'm trying to answer everything like how you want to be, like what questions you need, like do you need any advice?
So for me, I think
Who is this?
this is Nishant.
Nishant. Okay, yeah, yeah.
So I can pose the
Yeah,
question, or if you want, I can ask them here. Either way is okay for me.
yeah, it's fine. You can even type it or you can ask it here. Everything, anything is fine.
Yeah, for me, I think what I'm was really looking at is obviously the PG name would help greatly, but when you reach out to projects, what are the kind of information that they ask you? How do you look at identifying those projects? That would be another element. And lastly, what has been your biggest challenges securing like some of the hyped white lists rather?
Like uh, like I said, we try to identify projects early, so that's like constant process, right? Like monitoring Twitter, following so many different servers as well, like where you can try to find a project very early. That's one thing. And one more, when we are trying to approach any big hype projects, obviously PG name helps sometimes. Sometimes it doesn't. Then, but there will be a group made. Obviously, like when it's from PG, there will be a group made. Then we need to like prove them what value we can bring them, but for getting whitelist spots for their projects. And we almost every time aced it. They feel happy with our collaboration. Even the collaboration message, like request, also will go in that way, like pointing what weight we can put in their project if there's a collab with us. That's how we try to close the deals. It's not like just okay, how many spots, what Twitter giveaway, like how many spots, not just this number game with PG collabs. I saw like so many other projects collabs and everything. When they do, it's just like a numbers game, because I do understand like collab people, they don't have much time. Like it's like they're so busy. There are like numerous collabs, like shit ones, good ones, really good ones. You need to identify among them, and again, it depends. Like if you want to take all the projects in, or else you want to filter them and take only the good ones. So some people, few people from few projects, they just look at getting a collab. So they just take whatever collab they get in, like they find. So they just speak about numbers and they just take in, and I don't think so that is good. Now it's bear that too in bear market. I don't think if you just getting spots like 200 spots, 300 spots, it's useless to be honest, because no one will even mint. For me, if I'm taking a collab, I will think for sure, will I mint that project? That's what I'll think. If I mint, will it be even flippable like 2x? Or else, if that project is for long run, some projects are hype, like art based projects and all. Some projects are utility based, so it takes those projects take some time. But end of the day, I'll think collab with them, or else if we are collabing, will I mint that project?
Got it. That helps. And one more question, if I may ask, has the PG launch pad? I know it's not full scale yet. In any way, helped in the connections?
No, PG is full scale already. We have three projects: Mind Blown, Seven Tails, and recent Fire project. Mistakes. Yeah, mistakes. These three are launched successfully, and we have two more projects upcoming: AA NFT and GMC.
Got it. Thanks. Thanks for answering these.
Yep.
Hey, Groot, have you looked into, or have you looked into the project Arcane, that free NFT tool that's getting launched from that? I think its name's Gavin, like a YouTuber. It seems to be like collabing with Llamaverse and a
And
few other upcoming projects as well, I think.
Arcane tools, right?
Yeah, that's the one, bro.
We had that, but can you post that Twitter? But I think we have it already.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, yeah, I'll post
Yeah.
it anyway.
Again with the tools, right? Like we are getting 100 kinds of tools like every day. Some are good, some are bad. So we're trying to identify, because we are getting numerous requests from each and every tools project and everything. And we are getting one. We just finished one collab today. This project is called Degen Tweet. It will help you. So whenever you're running, you are entering Twitter giveaways, right? It's all like automated. You just enter your ID in there. It will tag three people. It will like. It will retweet. We just closed that project collab today, because for me that tool looked different than other tools. Yeah, it is noted. Arcane tools. This Degen tweet, I think it's a good one. Yes, Keval, I know you will not have that. You don't need to tag now anymore. Yes, H4, that's the one what you posted now. Exactly. Arcane tools, yes, we have it. We will be getting that. No worries. And what else, guys?
Hello, hi Groot, what's up? What's up, everyone? HO as always. Um,
Yeah, hey,
Groot, I just heard you talking about when we get a big amount of whitelist. That's mean like if the project like have 5K supply or 7K supply, and we get for PJ like 3 or 400 spots. Of course, distributing between Gen 1, Gen 2, and Gen 3 is okay. But you said that if we get a lot of whitelist, it may not mint.
it's not like we get 300 to 400 on every project. For some
Of
projects, we'll
course.
get even just 40 as well.
Yeah, I agree that. But yeah, nowadays, I would like to hear from you from your point of view. Nowadays, I had, I think, the last 2 weeks a lot of whitelist spots, free and paid mint, and almost 990% never minted out, or the project had to reduce his mint price or make it free mint and like this. So also I'm noticing that the free mint is affecting the space in hard way. Like people now asking if the project didn't mint in the first hour, you will see the general chat is spamming. Yeah, make it free, make it free, make it free. So from
Yeah, yeah.
from your point of view, if I have project and I need that X amount of money, so I can run the project, I can run the roadmap, etc. If I make it free, only the people will gain a couple of dollars, but the project will fail in the end.
Yeah, obviously. So a project will die eventually. So I don't think it's a good option to opt.
Yeah, and it's less than short time, like a short term. It's less than short term project because we meant free mint flip for a couple of dollars to be honest, and then is dead. Some of us will hold the bag, some of the rest will cops a couple of dollars, and that's it. Did
Yeah,
you
yeah,
don't
but
think that it's hurting our space, sort of?
with the free means, yes. But with the paid means, if you see, like, okay, 100 projects failed, but there is one project which is good, it succeeded, like web hours. And even in free mints also, when almost free mint meta is dying, some projects who has built their stuff, like whatever it's needed before the launch, those projects are still doing good, like Beyond Earth. Just this thing works when it's only art based project or something, right? Like hype projects, complete decent. Those projects, what you are saying, will apply for those projects, but not for the rest.
100% absolutely right. Yeah, but in my point, like my opinion, I think sort of like people when the project is like mint price, and after that all the community ask make it free, make it free, make it free, but no one is thinking in the future that when he make it free, the project will die. We will
Yeah,
earn a couple of
whoever,
dollars.
yeah, I'm so sure whoever asking that to make it free, if it is just art project, yeah, they can ask. But if it is anywhere utility based, if they're asking, then they should not be in NFT space, or they're just looking for those couple of dollars flip. I don't even think they will be making that couple of dollars. Maybe they will be losing couple of dollars for gas to mint and to list.
100%. Yeah, thank you. It wasn't like
That's
a
all
question.
because of maturity. Like so much, so many new members coming as well. But everyone will learn. It's a course of action, right? Like everyone, even when I first started, it's different. You learn stuff. That's what when you are in a good server. For example, before PG, my way of approach is different, but after PG, my way of approach is entirely different. It's just take some time where you can learn stuff. You just need to find a proper community.
100%, absolutely right. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, also for the newcomers from to the space. Most of us, like most of newcomers, they are coming because they are hearing, hey, I just got a free mint and I flipped it for a couple of hundred of dollars. Like for like there's a couple of projects like got that hates NFT. A lot of the community that they in that project, they got in the first time because it was free and people was hearing like you get it free and you flip it for 1 ETH. And since then, this new community, with all my respect, of course, all the community is in my heart and I love them all, but the new community is learning only that if there is a free mint, okay, I go for it. If not, it's not a free mint, I will wait. There's not a lot of sales, okay, fuck it, I will not mint. And good project, in my opinion, the good project that they have future will not have future according to our act in general. But it
Yeah,
is
for
what it
sure.
is, of course.
Yeah, for
We
sure.
have
But like you're saying, this is affecting good projects. That's for sure.
exactly, and our I think this is our mission as I I don't consider, I don't know if I'm OG or like this almost a year in the space. Our mission that to introduce the real NFT to the new people, newcomer, also the the holder of Gen 3 of Collider, of sorry of Gojira, that they know that they we learn them the utility, or what is the utility, what I will be benefit if it wasn't a free, and what's the difference between free and the degen and the long time hold project. That's our mission, in my opinion, I think.
Yeah, nice point. Maybe we will try to bring this topic in one AMA. Like we will try to. I'm so sure most of the guys know here who are in PG, but still, good point. We will try to make this as whole session, one whole session for an AMA.
Yeah, that will be great. Of course, it will be honor, especially for like also then our new family friends from Jiraverse that they want to get in our ecosystem, Kujira ecosystem. I believe that's okay to tell them our story, to tell them to talk about, the last 1 year, what happened with Kujira, PG. What is Kujira? The real Kujira is, so they can also understand more and more and more. Of course, with the Freeman, the Degen things, it will always be there. But there's always important point that we learn how to recognize the project that I will put my money in and why I'm putting my money in, etc. Yeah, thank you very much, everyone. Also, yeah. Yeah, I just wanted to add this point. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, sure, sure. Thank you. Yes, Nishant, we already have collab with Yoga Pets. You guys should really follow Godzilla's Love account. We had that collab 4 days before we had that tweet as well, like giveaway tweet.
Hey, Groot.
Yeah. Who is
So I
this?
was just,
Archint.
yeah, I'm Achantya. So I was just curious to know how you guys distribute the spots. I mean, I just joined the AMA like a few minutes back, and I don't know if you have already answered it, but if you haven't, how do you distribute these spots? Mm, for instance, you get 200 spots for maybe a project. How do you determine the number of spots to be listed on the marketplace? Then maybe some allocation for Gen 1, Gen 2, blind bids, and so on. So is it like a random process or it just goes through some proper consideration by the team?
No, it's obviously Gen 1 gets a bigger allocation. Next, Zen 2, next to Zeroverse. This is how it is. But we are trying to, if you look at Zeroverse, for few projects where you have like even triple five, double five number or like double six total holders, they are not even getting how many spots we are trying to allocate to Zeroverse now. If you start really going look into the projects, we are trying to give as much as possible to everyone. And now my main concern is to give more spots, like more allocations to Zeroverse, We are trying, but still we'll stick with this. Main allocation goes to Zen 1, after that to Zen 2, and next Zeroverse.
Oh, okay. And how do you take into consideration the Twitter spots, like the Godzill's love, like how many spots you raffle there, and so is
No, we just
there's a proper
raffle.
mechanism, right?
Yeah, we just raffle three spots on Godzilla's Love. Most of the time, like the winners will get it. That's why I tell you guys, like, try to enter Godzilla Love giveaways, especially. So there you have a chance as well, like better chance. It's just a raffle. So it all it needs is if you turn on the notifications, you just need to press like and retweet.
Yeah. Thanks for answering.
Yeah, cheers. For entering this Godzilla's Love again, now for this also we are trying to have one more bot setup where you just click on emotes in the server itself, so it goes in real time on the Twitter. So you guys don't need to go here and there. If you're on the server, whenever you see a pop-up, you can just click on the like and retweet emotes on the Discord, and it goes live on the Twitter as well. We have our core member Amresh here. Let's welcome Amresh.
Hey, what's up, man?
Hi Amresh.
How are you?
What's up?
I was now
Yeah, good.
I was now typing on the chat there. Um, I think it's important for everyone to understand how important the Gojira Love page is. Um, because that's the metric that we use to show people um the reach that we as a project have. Um, so a lot of people would message and really ask about how can we as community members help, right? And it's the more we show the numbers there, it's the more pull we have as a project to get the large allocations that we usually have, right? So I think it's important that on one side, of course, uh it's rewarding because you have a chance to enter in multiple side, whether it be as a holder in the server or as a public person in the Gojira Love page. But I think supporting the Gojira Love page goes a long way because it allows external communities to see the strength of our holders and strength of our reach. So I think that's something that it's we take it for granted because we're all in the server, we all get large allocations in here. But the more we step away from the old school grind, it's shooting us in the foot because it then shows projects that where we may not have the reach that we can possibly use the leverage to get as much spots as we get. Because I'm sure, as Grit mentioned before, right, the strength of our collab team and the strength of our brand equity goes such a long way, right? When we work with projects, we get some of the largest spaces for our holders. um, and I think it's a real testament of what we as a community have. So I just wanted to just touch on that quickly.
Yeah, guys, like I said in previous AMA as well, interactions on Godzilla's Love is important, but I am not pushing you guys to do that. Even if we really want to do that, we can just make it as a condition in AlphaBot. But I want you guys to volunteer for that. That's why
Yeah,
I'm not pushing. Like, I want you guys to volunteer that because that is the way where we can show to other projects how strong we are.
hmm yeah, definitely. um just reading through the chats, if anyone has any questions, please let me know. um because as not most of the older people would know, the members who are here from the OG side of things. But collabs, I used to run collabs, right? Groot and his team, we all kind of entered into the space and built the collabs together. So it's such a place of home. Yeah, my Genesis is in my Twitter. You can check it out at any point in time.
90.
Profile fire. Yes, 190. Is
Yeah,
it 90 or
190.
190? Yeah.
You're confusing me now, Amresh.
Yeah. So, touching on the last question as well, is that as we move forward into the gasless marketplace, where, just to give you guys an update on that, we have been meeting, basically every day. Um, and we have something soon to show you guys on the gasless marketplace. But as we move forward into the gasless marketplace, a lot of these giveaways are going to be on the gasless marketplace. Um, so that, of course, there will be a token gated experience for holders, where holders would be based on the NFT they hold. They would have their allocations in there, right? And then we also gonna have, Shan touched on this in his last AMA about the gasless marketplace.
Yeah,
Um,
he released a sneak peek as well.
yeah, exactly. But a significant portion as well is that, we're going to work with other projects to have a public allocation. And I think that's going to be such a game changer because of the fact that every project that we work with is going to allocate a certain amount of their spots to a public marketplace where the only currency to have access into is the Jira token. So, a lot of yeah, this is, one of the looks of the marketplace. It's really I'm really excited to see it's in play, and we can definitely see how it goes. Now, when the Jira token, start to add the utility there, it's going to really push the Gen 2s. That's why we want to push that.
अरे सो जाओ.
Who's hot miking?
Someone is just
It's
miking.
Hush.
Maybe it's Rodriguez.
No.
But yeah, so and then, like, I'm sure Grutulo said it, but it's, credit to the collab team, because, being from there, I could tell you the kind of due diligence that we push on projects. We see how many projects the collab team brings, but we don't see how many projects they refuse. So I really want to take this time to really shout out the collab team. It's so much that we refuse. So much.
Like on a
Yeah.
daily
So if you guys,
basis, I mentioned this in previous AMA. We get like 10 to 20 requests, but maybe we pick only one from the 10 to 20 if that project is in our list already, like to get that collab.
yeah.
That's how
Okay,
this
there's a nice
stuff works.
This is a nice question from Scapiola. What would be reasons to refuse a project? So I could maybe look into that and talk about it. Where some of the reasons is that when we ask founders to explain their project, and we focus on what they focus on, then you get to understand their reasoning for being in the space. So you'd hear projects talk about, the first things that they want to talk about is our art is second to none, right? And that's what they're using as their propositions. Then, they their value isn't what after the mint, right? Their value is only on hyping up the mint. So, that's things that we look at in terms of when and this goes to people who are launching their projects, right? That what you talk most about your project is what you're most proud of in your project. And when we understand what people are most proud of in their project, then it's an indicator of what they would spend their energies on. So those are things that as people, here that are looking in the future to launch their projects, you have to know what it is you liked most about your project, and that's where you're going to spend your passion on, right? When you hear, for example, founders like Shan speak about their project, they never speak about the art, never speak about, but what they speak about the community, they speak about the utility, and that's where their focus is always going to be, and what they speak about, right? So when we projects first get to us, before we even discuss allocations or these type of things, we always ask them to pitch their product to us, and then we then look at that in collaboration with how because on the other side of things, there's so much good projects that will not mint out, right? So there's always a balance that it has to be between hype and speculation and balancing with good utility and good innovation. So it's a combination of both. Is how we select projects and how we build projects.
So you're rugging.
Is it me?
No, Amresh, you were good.
Okay. Yeah.
And
Collab.
few projects when we are having these collab discussions, few project founders they just left the chat because it's so obvious. We know
I
that they're
remember
trying to.
that. I remember. They just it's it's when we grind them into talk about a project. Sometimes they just literally fall for answers and they just leave. It's crazy. It's crazy how sometimes they just don't have the answers. But one of the value that we have as collab officers in this project is that I've seen, group discussions where sometimes they have 70% of their project in a good state, but I've seen our collab officers give them the advice of what else they need to have a successful project. So, again, our collab team isn't just about taking allocations and thanks for it, have a good one, but it's more about, okay, you do have a good platform for success, but here's the other two or three things that you can work on. And these projects sometimes, get they come back to us after 3 4 weeks and, hey, we took your advice, have a look at this, see what you guys think. There are so many projects that, even big projects in the space that you guys may not know of how much we have helped them in launching their stuff. In terms of the advice, it's relevant to their project. Not everyone will have blanket advice, right? So projects have different focus, right? Games, in real life utility, IP based. So it's advice based on their needs and what they are. So it's not like a blanket advice that we could just say, okay, all projects must have that, right? There's a space for every type of project in Web3. Some projects are unfortunately too early, which is a problem, right? There are projects that are too early, there are projects that are too late, and there are projects that are at the right time. So, there are projects like, any web, if I give you an example, any metaverse project right now is too early. There will be none that will survive unless they have what I've discussed already, which is the foot traffic they need. And the only front runner right now is Yuga Labs. So, unfortunately, these projects are just too early for that space right now.
And if they are lacking at marketing, sometimes we try to help them at marketing side as well. Like
Yeah.
if the project is good, they have funds, everything, but they're just bad at publicity or like they don't know how to reach into masses. We'll just advise them on that. It really depends. Like Amresh said, for each projects, they'll be lacking on one side, so we try to address that.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Yuga Labs.
I saw it.
um, you guys connect them with other collab managers sometimes, right? Sometimes they, but again, it's based on relationships. Collabs is all about relationships, right? There are some projects, for example, I'll give you guys an example. The projects that are coming through our launchpad, these are early projects. These are projects that may not have the numbers right now, but we know where they're backing out. We know why there will be some contenders out there, and we try to help them connect to the right people. So it's not about just, we are just leveraging our networks to anybody who just comes to us, but based on our relationships where, we work with other collab managers who has always gone the extra for us. We sometimes help them with some new projects they have. So it's all about relationships in the space, and when, new projects, always we have the best community and we want to have the best community. And I always tell them, stop using community as a fad word. Community is so much more. It's a term that we have lost value in, and Community is about those types of relationships. Unless you have those types of relationships where founders are in the chat, they know people on a first name basis. Doxing is nothing, is second nature to them. That's what relationships are, and that's what community is. So, the collab team has a lot of relationships with other collab managers, with other founders, with other projects, and that's what makes a good collab team. It's not just about jumping in a DM and leveraging brand equity, like, where Godzilla gives us spots. It's about, oh, hey, Groot is here. Okay, what's up? How can we help? Yeah, how we build connections, man. The reality is just being known, right? Go in servers, let everyone know who you are. Guys like Rodriguez, Groot, Kuber, Satram, um, these guys are in every server, and that's how you know. And I'll tell you why. Because outside of Groot, you rarely see these guys on our server, and it's because these are the guys that are always in other servers, helping, being helpful, giving information until they become a well-known name within other servers, and people recognize their names and brand out there. So, it's relationships is what make good collab managers, and there are ways that you can do it. Don't farm your Twitter account. Start to post relevant updates, be known for something, get your name known for a good reputation in the Web3 space, right? A good example of that is Tata, right? Tata has really branded himself to be a reputable name in the space. He finds a niche, he works on that niche and becomes the master of that niche. So as you guys, being collab manager, a lot of people reach out to us and says, I'd like to be a collab manager. Um, can I? But when you look at them, you see there's not much mutual friends. No one knows who they are. It's one thing to just try to leverage Godzira's name, but it's a second thing about building those meaningful relationships. One more question. How do you seek upcoming projects, and also what's the requirement for you to collab? I'll leave that question for Groot.
How do you seek upcoming projects and also what's the requirement for you to collab with it? But we don't have any requirements. Like a few projects have this some stuff like I can tell you guys out in AMS, but some if we tell that it won't be look on relations wise. So personally, we if we are talking about Godzilla, we don't have any requirements like from them. Like we don't have any condition supply or something. If we feel that project is good, and obviously they are like while doing this due diligence, if they pass that, we take that project.
Yeah.
And if
So
we find any utility, like if it's like completely out of the box or like utility, whatever they're saying, if it really gonna work or not. Because the time when we're making all these collabs, we see so many projects coming with infinity ideas, right? So
mm,
in the meantime, we can figure out, okay, this thing, will this work? Will this thing work at least or not? Like Amresh said before about metaverse. If any project comes about boasting about metaverse, we know, okay, for everyone, end of the day, their project is their baby, right? So they have immense respect and everything on that project, but we just back up a bit because we know that thing will not work and it's proven before already like n number of times. So that's why we always try to look at utility, more utility.
yeah. And let me just tackle one of the other question there, right? So Jamsey asked, kind of antisocial person. I want to change the word antisocial to introverted person with good relationships. And the answer is yes, because you know what? Socialism in the Web3 space isn't just about vibing and having friends and these type of things, right? Socialism is also about being a content expert, right? Speaking about, for example, DeFi, speaking about NFT projects, writing threads on Twitter. Being a reputable name holds much more value as equity and as a currency. So, it's not just about, vibing and even Adil's was a good session as well, right? On the other side of things, VCs are such an underused utility, right? Jump into VCs, get people to know who you are. That's so underutilized in projects, right? One of VCs and just chat about projects, chat about the space, chat about Gojira. You guys know us better than you have to remember that Gojira is a closed server. In outside world, not much people know how crazy we are. So jump on the VCs, just speak about things. If that's not your style, go on Twitter, be content experts, speak about your thoughts, speak about your perception, your own opinion, and be okay for be debatable, right? No one saying be disrespectful, but if someone is against their opinion, that is also fine. Have a meaningful conversation about it. So, those are things that you can do just to build your reputation and use your reputation as a currency in the space to build these connections.
And you need to face those persons that opposes your idea. Then only you will know pros and cons from your point of view as well. Like you will have a different perspective.
Mhm. Yeah, exactly. Right. And yeah, Kalibo, that's one idea, but you don't want to just see yourself as your only personality being a Gojira Max and here the Voltura. They also share the perspective of things outside of that, right? So at the same point in time, speak about our project, speak about the value of our project, and then in speaking about the value of a project, I someone posted the other day, how to speak about Gojira without saying it's Gojira. Practice some of that where in speaking about the utility of the project and what's the value, you don't have to say it's Gojira, right? So those are things that you can definitely, work on and building those personas. And they have members in this community here that really found niches and built on that, right? We talk about mental health. Josh has really pushed that narrative and become a content expert there, right? We talk about simple thing as healthy lifestyle and wellness and fitness, right? There are members in the community here that has that set of skills. Look at what you're good at, right? So, in building a reputation for yourself, there's so much more that you can be that you just have to find that niche demographic or that niche community that vibes with that. So those are things that you guys can do.
Hey, Amresh, it's
Jump.
Adiz. I'm just kind of gonna go on the back of what you were just saying. In regards to that, like, and the holders, like, and you've got the Gen 1s, 2, and 3s, all right? And as you were talking about, Gojira's love and, how assisting with, I guess, retweets, likes, and comments is gonna help with expanding, I guess, your network when it comes to collabs or anything like that, because it's a system with it being seen more. But obviously, it's voluntary. So, in saying that, like, Twitter Spaces are starting to take off, right? And I've only been jumping in them for a short while of time, but I've just had success with, I guess, speaking in them because they're still
Yep.
relatively new. So, with the Jira community, and let's say we do want to build confidence in our members, is there an opportunity for somewhere to be advertised where, like, we can maybe at, like, outside of the chats, or we can create something um, weekly, which is like a meet and greet type thing where you've got like a channel which only has like 5 slots in it or something small, where we
Hmm.
can communicate, bounce ideas, and build things off that, and then transverse that to, I guess, the Twitter stage. Because you'll have groups that'll obviously mix and mingle together, and each person will have a specific thing they might be good at, like fitness, like what you said before,
Yeah.
or
Yeah. And
projects, etc., etc. Everyone will have their niche, right? Um, but in a way, it's still going to be obviously voluntary for the person to go on and do
Mhm.
that, but it's going to help expand their own network as well, right? As well as the value of the brand, of the Jero brand as well. So, like, do you have anyone kind of allocated towards that? To me, it kind of sounds like a collab, but it's like a community driven type movement, which is
so that's
going
the
to
thing.
assist the
So,
project and obviously the individual as well who's participating in it.
so let me give you some things that we're working on, right? But before I get to that, what I could also say is that You don't need the project to do that for you, right? Our VCs are open. Jump on the chat. Whenever you're in the chat, say, hey, Friday coming up, let's do this. I'm on the VC. If anyone, these are the topics you want to talk about, and start to basically market yourself, market your ideas, market your brand. The VC is, fully open to anyone that can have it there. And as you kind of build an audience, you may start off with, let's say, 10 today. That's fine. But next week it's 25. The next week is 60, and that's how you have exponential growth. And then in a month, you're now on a Twitter space, right? Because now you have a following, you have a backing that, a group of people that wants to do more of this. And I think a good example is Sav, right? When Sav first started Gojira, he just jumped on the VCs and really pushed, hey, we're just here to have fun. Let's play games. Let's communicate with each other. I'm pretty good and well in fitness and health. Let's talk about that. And this is where he are today, right? A lot of connections in the space. A lot of people have a lot of respect to his name. So what I'm saying is that you don't need that from a management perspective, right? This is purely on, anyone within the community can do that because the VC is fully open to anyone, right? Go on the VC, have everyone, just make a topic and you have that and you become the content expert there, and you won't start off with 100 people overnight, but that's what building your brand is.
I just want to comment on that as well, Amresh. So, I don't know how long you've been here at Ease, but just looking at your role, it seems like you're back at the Juraverse. But when Sav came on, so this was when the market was, really doing really well, and NFTs was just booming. So back a couple of months ago, every time, I think it was like a weekly, felt like weekly, but I think he did more than I think it went to the daily or something, but he would always come on and do some games, and that was like an opportunity to start to engage and network, and we'll share alphas. So there's a lot of alphas that everyone normally shares, and there's a lot of degen plays as well during that time. And as you start to get to know people and familiarize the vocal people and people who talk in chat, that's one way of building networks. But yeah, building network is a huge thing in this NFT space. And like Amresh said, it doesn't start with 100 in a day, but it slowly and gradually, as you build, people start to see the value that you can bring, and they start to respect you. And yeah, it starts from there, man. Honestly, you're part of the fam now. If you've got an NFT, you hold it, and you're part of the family. It's just how active that you want to be, and it doesn't have to be voice chat. It could be simple as text chat.
Yeah, 100%, man. I fully agree with what you're saying. I haven't really been in like the actual Jiraverse Discord for very long. I've kind of just been jumping around projects and done similar things because I just run the Twitter spaces on new upcoming projects, and I've had like recently I just ran it with the Yin Yang, and then I ended up having like discussions with Nomad and like Crypto Power on a regular basis, so, and that was, I think that all kind of started, I don't want to shill projects, but that all kind of started with the Sinner space and how that was so community driven, and it just blew up from there. So there were quite a few of us that kind of led that, I guess, that kind of space
100%.
era, and I still connect with them now, like Benny and all of them as well, like mainly on the Twitter spaces. It's rare I'm kind of like in a Discord, like in the chats, but I'm getting more involved in it, and I've always been like a big fanboy of Jerry and how it works anyway. Like I remember talking to Shan like months ago like about it, and I was just obviously still just fluffing around and looking at the time. But I fully agree. It was more just to try and, I guess, for me to kind of try and connect with the people, especially when I saw that question asked, just in regards to organising a time like via the community. But in saying that, man, if anyone is keen to talk and I am on, just ping me. If not, add me as a friend, and then we can link up from there. So I thought I'd just
there was a time where people were grinding for whitelists, and so there was like voice chat, and so you'll see a lot of projects, those familiar faces that were just jumping in voice chat just to talk, and they get recognized and then they get whitelisted.
They just waffle away.
Yeah, but that's the thing, right? That's where you start to build connections. You start to build connections, and then you start to recognize people. But Gojira has always been the place where people have always come back to. Like, you'll go out there, you'll grind a couple of projects, you meet new people, and then you always find yourself coming back to a community you love. And this is where I always generally come back to. Is a Gojira, man. It's just people know what they're talking about, and everyone's just friendly. Everyone's out there to, at the end of the day, we're all out here. We want to make money, but it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be hideous. It can be fun, right? And I think Project Gojira is a place to. It's like a family, man. Like, everyone can just come here, share your wins, share your losses, and everyone's just here to have a good time.
Yeah, exactly, man. And
Connections
it's,
out of it.
to touch on that, right, Peter, is that it's currency in the space isn't just about how much ETH you have, right? It's the network you have as well. And things like that is where putting yourself out there. And I draw reference to the good days of grinding back in January, and when grinding was a thing, where we all in different servers, we all trying to be noticed for whitelist spots and these type of things. But then you get to recognize, hey, I know this name. This name is in all my other servers that I'm trying to get whitelist for, and you just build a connection, right? Hey, I seen you in this project, and all of a sudden that's your boy, right? Or that's your girl. And that's the thing about it, is that Gojira has always been such a safe space for us to really communicate within ourselves, and start with putting out what country you're in, right? Let people that vibe with that country. Always the first thing that we look at is, I always, coming from a marketing background, right? Everyone wants to be in a tribe, right? And that tribal aspect starts from your school, then it goes to your country, then it goes to things like what job you're in, what business you're in. Now it's what NFT project you're in. But my point is that you could have your subcultures in here that people vibe with. So you could start with things like that, and just build that VC, build that connections, and then collectively, that's how you support each other, and that's how you build that reputation in the space. So that when you do want to, you're tapping back into what we're speaking about today, which is collabs. It makes it much more easier to jump in a group chat with a founder or a project team and say, hey, I represent this community, seen what you guys are doing. I have some suggestions. I have some, things like that. I would love to see if we can work something together with both communities. And that's how you kind of build it. Now, one of the problems people have is that, as Peter just mentioned, AMAs and VCs, they expect to have 100, 200 people at the get-go, right? They want to get the Volturas and the Shans in there to help boost their numbers, but it just doesn't start there, right? Start from, just within your friends, within your tribe, build that reputation, be a leader there, and then it progresses forward. So, it's just for people who have that aspirations. That's what it takes. Maybe that's not your calling. There are so many other, value in being other aspects of projects, right? But with respect to collabs, that's one of the very, very core traits, right? Building good networks, having good relationships. And it's, our collab team, yes, the Gojira name helps, but the type of relationships they have is that they could go to any other project and still get the type of numbers, or maybe even just a bit less, um, just because of the relationships and the reputation they have in the space.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. All right, guys, I have to jump out. I have a next meeting now. The day
All right,
continues.
Yeah,
enjoy, man.
Amresh, thanks for
Very
joining
good.
and sharing your insights. Thank you.
Sure, man. Later.
Yep. Yeah, guys. Any more questions?
When whitelist?
When whitelist? Yeah, you have whitelist. Everyone who ever filled that form. Okay, guys. Then let's meet next week again. See you guys next week.
Sounds good, man. Thanks,
Yeah.
Warren. Thanks
Any
for hosting.
questions? Just tag me or any of the brand officers. If you guys find any project, we will tell you about the status of the project's collab status. You can tag me or any of the brand officers. Thank you, guys.